All right. Cool. Welcome to another episode of the Cold Personality Podcast. I'm your host, per usual, Mikeymcchoppa, and with me today is Sketch or Sketchy Angel. I've seen, right? Couple handles, couple aliases.
Yeah. That was just my old Instagram username. I'll just sketch.
Sketch.
Mm.
Awesome, man. Welcome to the pod. It's good to have you on.
Hell yeah, it's good to be here.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hold on one second. Let me take this out. Yeah, I'm realizing this isn't any use to the thing. Yeah, man. Welcome to the pod, man. It's good to have you on. This was a long time overdue. I know we've been in talks in the DM for this for quite some time.
Yeah.
I wonder why my frame rate is so slow. Kind
Yeah.
of kind of sucks, right? Look at me. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so whack. Let me see. What's my connection doing? If I have anything else open. But yeah, man. Not to interrupt the pod. For those listening, welcome, welcome. I'm just wondering why my frame rate is so low for those watching. Anywho. Yeah, man, welcome to the pod. Sketch, part of Witch Clique.
hmm
Before we start off, we've had previous members such as Valley Grim and Based Witch and Arius. We've had a couple members on, and I've been following you guys for quite some time. So this is pretty cool and exciting, you know?
Yeah. I was fucking I watched the whole Arius podcast. I was so fucking drunk, bro. I like passed out watching that shit, but that fucking that was beautiful.
I hope you enjoyed it.
I did, bro. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Give me one second, I'll take a sip of the water. Yeah, man. But shit, how you been? How you been? Let people how you doing, you know? Welcome to the pod.
Hell yeah, shit. I've been doing pretty good. Just fucking always working on new music and shit, getting that all together.
Hell yeah. Um, yeah, man. I haven't. I'm not too familiar where you work, so I'm excited to have you on to learn about you. Um, I know I've had you on the socials for quite some time, and I've seen you doing your thing. I know you've been promoting your stuff. I remember seeing something you like. I think a video you did quite some weeks
Mhm.
ago or so,
Yeah.
and so I know we have stuff to talk about. You know,
Yeah, for sure, bro.
what have you been working on right now?
Shit. Right now, I'm working on a self-produced album. That's been in the works for some time. So that's just going that's just gonna be lit. And then I'm cooking up this is gonna be sometime in the future. I'm working on an album with the bro Valley Grimm. So that shit gonna be fire.
Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome.
Mm.
It's good to see more collaborations in the Witch Clique.
Facts, bro. Yeah, we all got so much fucking shit on the way. We're making this out.
Hell yeah. Um, yeah, so I guess we'll just get right into it, you know, no
Mm.
won't beat around the bush or whatever. Sketch, the name, the image, the aura, and the energy. How did it start? How do we get here? Kind of the whole uh origin of sketch.
Mhm. Shit, the origin of me. Well, I started doing this shit like early 2021. Like I started like taking this shit more seriously. Like before that, I had probably spent like 2 years before that, 3 years before that maybe, just fucking around, cooking up beats in like fucking BandLab, Audacity, GarageBand, all them shits. Just trying to make some shit online. And then eventually that early 2021 came around. I was like, fuck it, I should start actually trying to like make my own songs and like take this shit more seriously. So I started doing that for a couple months. I fucking I dropped some songs on my old fucking SoundCloud just under my like real name, and then probably around April April of 2021, I started dropping shit under Sketch. I started dropping a couple beats on SoundCloud, a couple tracks with some of my old ass fucking homies like Darling Witch, Saint's Diary. Those are some of my first songs with them. Um and then it took me about like 6, 7 months for anyone to even know who the fuck I was. Like for a long time, I was just getting like 5, 10 plays per song. Like I was promoting the fuck out of it, but I didn't really have anyone to promote it to. I was promoting it to like 80 people on Instagram or some shit. Um, so just kind of fucking didn't really go anywhere. I didn't really have any like close people who was like wanted to make consistently music with me. Um, and then like around fall 2021, I found the fucking Witch Clique and I was bumping hella their shit. And then I made my first song with them. I made a song with my boy Witch Boy, and that shit had a bunch of the rest of Witch Clique like knowing who I was. Like they were like, "Oh shit, we should like fucking should like check out this dude and shit." And there was some of them was like fucking with my music and stuff. And so yeah, for a while after that, we was just like on the low key, like fucking with each other and shit. But by like the next summer, 2022, I was like producing hella their shit. I had like a dozen features with them. Like we had tracks together that were getting like thousands of plays and shit. Like I was sending them like fucking like hundreds of beats and shit. And eventually, like we just became hella good homies. Like we would we'd be on the fucking Discord calls all the time, just fucking around. Um, and yeah, we made really good friends. You know, like me, especially me and Valley, me and Arius. You know, we was cool all the time. And yeah. Even though we all live hella far away from each other, they felt like those are my real brothers and shit. And yeah. Eventually, after making music for about like a year, maybe like 10, 11 months, I felt like I actually had found like the shit that I wanted to do, like my own sound, like the fucking energy I want to be pushing into the world going forward. And I think maybe like the past, just like all of 2023, that's just what I've been focusing on. Just like all the shit I have to say, all the shit I be going through, the shit that like has happened with me that has led me to certain realizations and how I can like push the messages from that to the other people who listen to me and enjoy the shit that I create. And I think that's fucking it's beautiful that, you know, I have that power to be able to do that shit to even if it's a small community of people, you know, I still can make that I can make that difference with the shit that is important to me and all the shit I've learned over time.
Hell yeah, man. Um, I definitely want to expand a little more about you and your producing skill and how do you get into that and some of your inspirations that got
Mhm.
you into producing because that's pretty cool that you made the emphasis point that you started producing a lot of the Witch Click stuff and
Yeah.
that was like kind of your introduction to them because you said
Mhm.
before then you weren't really doing or you didn't really have much going on because you didn't have many people around you. So
Yeah.
talk about that, just the producing aspect first.
Yeah. Well, for a while, I started maybe like 2018, 2019, 2020. I was just fucking cooking up beats. Like, I didn't feel like I was like ready to actually record the shit I was writing. Like, I was just making a bunch of instrumentals, fucking around with like loops and stuff, like playing the guitar and recording it. Um, and then when I started like full time like recording and shit, I would be recording like 4 or 5 random ass songs on my phone or on like my fucking webcam mic a day, like just like some shitty ass songs. But I was still fucking putting in the grind. And so for like the whole year of like 2021, I kinda I stopped focusing on making beats as much. Um but then once I started like I had always been like sending out beats to people who I fuck with. I was still kind of starting out with that shit, so no one was really hopping on them. Like no one was really thinking they was cool and shit. But eventually, um, yeah, like early 2022, I was just like sending out my beats to hella people. I was like, yo, maybe if fucking people in Witch Clique, they'd fuck with my beats and stuff. And so I was sending hella shit in their Discord beats channel and shit, and just like emailing them stuff. And eventually I heard a couple of their songs that they hopped on with my beats, and I was like, yo, I didn't know that anyone could ever like fucking go this hard on one of the shits that I created. And so I fucking like I was like, oh shit, maybe I should start doing this more. So I started putting my beats out on YouTube. And to this day, like since I've been doing that shit for like over a year, I've like some of the biggest things that I've like songs that I've been a part of or things that have like helped my name really get out there have been my beats that I've made. Like shit, sometimes it's even just like random shits I put on YouTube that people will find me out from and be like, oh shit, maybe I should check this shit out. Or some people who find
That's
my fucking
that's pretty cool that people, check out your work from, I remember like looking at fucking like searching for beats like whatever 2017 and shit and like never like ever looking past just the beat or looking at the producer like a little kid. And it's cool that people like go and check out your work from what you do just like on YouTube and shit like that. That's fire.
yeah, yeah, like people would be like, I mean, shit on their songs that they would use on my beats. And then people would hit me up and be like, yo, I fucking found your shit from this dude's song, whatever, whatever. But, we should fucking collab on some shit. Like I fuck with the shit that you rap. And I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't know that people was like fucking finding me out that way, but it's sick as hell to see. And like I got to a point where I was mainly focusing on and like caring about the shit I was putting out, like rapping on SoundCloud, singing. But
Mhm.
I was still like, no, I was like kind of just like randomly dropping shit on my YouTube, but it was consistently getting more attention. I was like, yo, why the fuck are people fucking with my beats so much more than my actual shit when it's what I don't like put as much effort into like organizing it and dropping consistently and like having perfect artwork. Like I just put like some random picture and I put it on fucking I don't know what that website is. I just put it on Tunes to Tube and I fucking upload it to my YouTube and shit. And but people was fucking with it. It was a hella and I was like, oh shit. Um but then I got to the point where I can like I'm happy now where I can like have hella songs that are doing well and shit, hitting the algorithm. But then also whenever I feel it's like the time where I make some really good shit, then I'll put it on my YouTube and it's hell important to have that fucking balance because before I was kind of like worried about you know each of them getting the same amount of love, but it's all how the fucking world works out.
Yeah, man, how the cookie crumbles. I was definitely what was I gonna say or ask? Moving forward from that, how'd you come up with the name Sketch?
um well, sketch pretty much just came up from um shit well first I had it was just the name fucking Sketchy Angel. I was like, I'm like a fucking like a persona of being like my soul, like being like a fucking pure angel. But then I break away from that shit. I'm like a fucking sketchy angel. Like motherfuckers will see me one way, but like on like a second life shit, I'm fucking like I'm on some like suspicious ass shit. People are like they like fucking they turn their eye, they're like, huh, like, what the fuck's going on? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of funny, kind of like an archangel type of shit, but I'm like hiding in plain sight. Um, and then eventually I just made that my name on Instagram and shit. I made it my like SoundCloud username or whatever, like the slash, like not the actual name. And eventually I was like, yo, fuck it. Like for like my actual rap name and shit, sketch just with a three. That sounds better. Like let me just make that the shortened name. And yeah, for a while I just had that shit as my fucking name. No one really knew about me. But then I got to a point where everyone just fucking called me Sketch. Like that was just I heard it so much. I was like, yo, this shit's fucking it's classic. Like I can't change that. Like I think I'm gonna stick with it. So I think that's what I'm gonna stick with for probably forever.
Hell yeah, man.
And I also kept it with sketch because that was like the shit I'd always do in school and stuff. Like I wouldn't pay attention in like elementary school, middle school. I would just be like fucking sketching on the papers, like doodling on the sides and stuff. Like stop fucking sketching that weird shit. Like do your work. Like I would do all the work and stuff, but then the entire side of the paper would be like a fucking portrait. Like it was like with a bunch of crazy shit. And I just couldn't stop doing that. Like it just fucking it was what my brain wanted to do. and so I still kind of associate with that.
Oh yeah, man, that's fire. I always like shit like that. You know, it's like the inner child being fulfilled.
Hmm.
You know, um, talk about kind of how. Well, talk really about. I want to talk about your inspirations musically. What inspired you to create and like your sound, and then also then I want to talk about how your sound kind of fits in with the rest of the Witch Clique because I know you guys all
Hmm.
have this like very psychedelic, whimsical persona or like portrayal,
Yeah.
and like I know there's like this like whole little aesthetic you guys fit into, and I just want to know how you fit into that. But just first off, talk about your inspirations and what inspired you to
Yeah.
create it.
Yeah. All right. So I originally started making music because I was inspired by, like, hella people say this, it's very popular, like 2019 and shit, 2018-ish, just fucking listening to so much Peep and X, and that shit was just like had me started out just like freestyling on fucking like sad acoustic beats and shit, just like saying some fucking shit about what I was going through. Like I was super fucking going through a lot of shit, but I didn't know how to actually express it in the form of a song, so I would just freestyle about some like random shit, and I'll be like, "Yo, it's cool that I can make music, but I know that this is fucking garbage." So like I tried and I tried and I tried, and eventually I worked up to making shit that was inspired by like fucking I was super into like 2015, 2016 young bruh. So I was hopping on hella those fucking beats. Trying to do some shit like that, just like freestyling with like fucking BandLab auto tune. Um and then I was making some shit. I was making a bunch of shit. I was inspired by Mac Miller. Um like some of his fucking like what's it called? Like Macadelic type shit. And then eventually, I got into like the underground SoundCloud scene and shit, and I was inspired by hella people that I was fucking listening to, like fuck, like this some of my fucking earliest homies. I was super inspired by my homies named Saint's Diary. Um, I was listening to hell of his music, and so I was making a bunch of shit similar to him, like some fucking like some bedroom pop shit, with like singing, and so that's what he was on back then, and I was like, I was fucking with him hella, so I was making shit like that, and then eventually I was kind of taking influence from all of that shit, along with like fucking my own style, that unique to me. But over time, I took hella influence from like Young Lean, White Armor, fucking Black Cray a lot. I was listening to I was listening to a bunch of shit. I was listening to like hyper pop shit, like if you know Polearm, took some inspiration from that dude. Yeah, a lot of shit in the underground, a lot of popular shit. Um, More mainstream rappers. I was hella influenced by Future. Future is one of my big artists that I was listening to for a while.
Future's
And
goaded, hell yeah.
facts, bro. Yeah, I hope I can. I want to make a song with Future one day. That'd be sick. But
Hell yeah.
yeah. More of my influences now. Yeah, just hella of my fucking homies and shit. They be influencing me, driving me to keep doing this shit all the time. And I kind of stopped like really listening to like the full sound of shit and like using it in my own music. I kind of just learn new shit with my own sound, like just by fucking exploring how I can produce shit, and also just by like being mindful of like all the shit that my homies in Wish Click are like fucking the ways that they're going, all the paths that they're taking, and kind of like seeing their fucking seeing their mindset of that shit and like learning something from all of them and putting it into myself so we can all grow.
Hell yeah, man. Um, so now with talking, and that was really cool. Shout out your homies and shout out to Witch Click and stuff like that. And I thought it was really cool that you have a lot of variety coming from a bunch of different genres. Um, whether it's bedroom pop or talking about some trap shit, talking about regular SoundCloud rap and emo rap and cloud rap and all this different, all these different artists of all these different genres and sounds and stuff like that is really cool. So now taking all of that and now that we know what is the makeup of sketch, talk to us about how we incorporate that into the Witch Clique
Mhm.
aesthetic.
Yeah, I think, you know, the Witch Clique aesthetic, I feel like a lot of us in this main shit that we're talking about, a lot of shit that we're influenced by, a lot of it is like fucking spirituality, like shit that we like really believe in, like other shit that we're fucking tapping into that's like helping us with our music, like fucking giving us the power to create this shit always, like it's hella fucking being tapped into the world, fucking showing love to the universe all around. Like we're all like pushing that, like fuck materialism, like just stay true to yourself shit. And I know a bunch of us, we talk about shit like hella fucked up, like weird shit that we've had in our psychedelics and stuff. Like I know fucking like Valley areas, Witch Boy, fucking Bass Witch, all of them have had some crazy ass music talking about the weird ass trips they've had. And we'll have all completely different experiences, but we'll come to very similar fucking realizations about life and shit that we like. It's super powerful, the shit that we make and the people we are now. So that shit's a big part of it. Um, I just I was fucking with them, making music with them for uh, probably almost 2 years now, and just like this, I think this July, um, I joined the clique just because we weren't gonna they weren't gonna have anyone new join for a while. Like there wasn't anyone new who joined for like over probably like 2.5 years or some shit like that, and
Right.
but I asked, I was like, "Yo, we're also fucking close and shit. Like, I feel like it would just be natural for me to join. Like, everyone already thought I was in the clique, and I was like, nah, I'm just an associate. But eventually, we got hella close and shit. We were all working on music together. I was like, yo, I think that I fucking it would be good right now. Like, I feel like my energy fits with the rest of y'all in a way where I would be fucking Wish Click, and they all agreed and shit. And so now we've just been collabing on even more shit, fucking talking about our future together, when we can all meet up and shit and start doing shows and everything, working on like art for merch and everything, just like fucking planning ahead to the future. And that shit's been fucking crazy. And you know, my all my brothers, they inspire me to keep doing this shit, and it's like a never ending cycle of one of us starts to slow down, lose energy for some shit, might doubt. The other one fucking powers the other one through, like puts their energy, puts their influence into being like, yo, I have all these fucking new ideas and shit. You can keep doing that shit too. And like then, fucking three of us are on that shit. One person is like, going feeling low. All of us can fucking go up to them, make sure like they're extra fucking powered up for this shit. And we all are just here for each other, fucking like on a deeper than music level. We're all just like fuck all the other shit. Even if you say you're quitting music, even if you say like you need a break from everything, like we're always here to fucking support you for everything and every problem that you're having. Like, we're here to fucking we're here to just be like your fucking homie, like always. And it's even if you need like a fucking therapist, like yo, we got you. And that's why it's fucking deep as hell for us. Like we be we be making the music that we do with each other because we have that fucking connection, and like we always are like, yo, we're fucking tapped in together.
Hell yeah, man. Um, I think it's really cool that you mention like the community aspect of it really and like emphasize on that. I always think that's really dope. And I like to hear about how like merch and stuff like that. Like I always think stuff like that's really cool. You guys are really driven. So with all this said and all that in mind, I hope you guys link up soon and like make something productive of that. Like, I would like to see you guys like flourish. I've been again following you guys for quite some time.
Yeah,
Um, hell yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Fucking uh, a couple of the homies, yeah, Arius, um, yeah, a couple other of them, some of them, and our fucking associates and shit. They live in Texas, and so I feel like they're all gonna be able to meet soon. One of our main homies, producers from the fucking clique, guilty. You know, free my brother. He's fucking locked up right now, and
What happened with him?
shit, there's a lot of fucked up shit. Like, and he's been in and out for a while. And yeah, we all miss that dude hella. But once he gets out, I feel like a lot more of them are gonna be able to all link up together in Texas and shit. And then Valley's I think gonna be coming out to Cali soon. I'm from SoCal, so I think that me and Valley are gonna be able to link up this summer and shit next summer, and work on our album. So yeah, I think in the future we all have that fucking shit that we're connecting to, where we're gonna be able to be with each other. I think I think Thrax Baby and Bay Switch are in the same state now, so they're gonna be fucking linking. But yeah, yeah, all this shit for the future. We're just gonna keep, sharing this shit with each other and getting closer and everything. So, I know the fucking vision that we see and the path we're going on, it just keeps getting closer, like it just keeps getting brighter.
Right. You guys are all linking up. Like it's cool that everyone's like kind of coming together separately, and hopefully you
Yeah.
guys all in little increments come together as one. Um, what was I gonna say? When you talk about visions for the future and stuff like that with shows and merch, go a little deeper into that. I mean, how's the process for that been and stuff? Is process of looking at venues, like making designs? How's that been
Yeah,
going?
we've all been fucking working on drawings, digital art and shit that we've been looking at to make our fucking merch perfect for when we actually want to put that shit out for the world. Like, 'cause I feel like it's gonna be hella exclusive. Like, drop this amount, then it's gone, and then like there's gonna be one pair of that shit for each of the members too. So we've been talking about that shit hella lately. So that's gonna be on the way eventually. We just all we all gotta fucking perfect that, put our minds together, and even if we can't be in person right now, all of us, we're still gonna be able to fucking make that shit happen, over emails or whatever. Um, and yeah, and with shows and shit, that might be a while because we want to do a performance with like all like 10 of us or 9 of us, I think, um, with when we can fucking all perform and do like a big show. But that might be a while because we're across like 5 or 6 different states, and then 2 of the homies live in Europe, so that might be a while for us to be able to all have that shit together. But I think in the next maybe year and a half or something, at least like 4 or 5 of us are gonna be able to link and do a show or some shit. Fucking,
Awesome.
but yeah, yeah, I've been hella excited for that. I'm trying to, I'm trying to advance on like doing shows myself around my area and shit. But it's just kind of hard to have that set up and everything. I don't really know that many people in the music scene who are like around me and stuff. I just know most of them from online. But I think I'll be able to set that up soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, on like the internet's gonna make you all your connections, So I mean, you're in Cali. There's definitely I mean, California is so big. There's a couple people out there in Cali though, especially been following the pod. There's a couple people that we've interviewed out in Cali and shit like 301 set and stuff.
Mm.
Um, Man, you should definitely. I was gonna ask. I'd like to ask and expand more about you doing shows yourself and stuff outside of Witch Clique. I was gonna ask you if you knew anybody outside of Witch Clique in your area, because that'd be cool for you to do shows, in your area and like make a name for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I know a couple people who live in LA who I could link with. I got a couple homies who I'm really close with and shit. Um, who we could fucking do some shit together, but none of them are at the point where they're doing shows. But when I start doing shows, I want to fucking go with them. Um, my homie, he don't live in Cali anymore. He just recently moved, but maybe when he's back, I think if he can come back here and shit, I want to do some shit with him. His name's Sanctuary. and we've been making music for the fucking longest time together. And then my homie, we're gonna be fucking linking soon, making like some music videos and stuff. I'd love to take him to a show with me, Kazi. We probably made like a dozen songs, 15 songs together, like some crazy shit. Um, and yeah, I'll be fucking so down to make some shit with him or in person. And then my homie, I'm pretty sure he lives in Cali too. His name's This Isn't Fashion. I think me and him could do a fucking show together. Shit, yeah, there's just some of the people here I could fucking do that shit with, but a lot of them, even if they live in the same state as me, it's still a couple hours away. So it might take a little while to have that shit happen, but I know we gonna set it up.
Hell yeah, man. And I also want to talk. Well, I have two things on mind. So, and two things in mind. So, I'll move to something fairly like related, which is like I think I've seen you like put out some like either snippets or visuals or something of the sort. And I just want to ask, like, what are you working on outside of music? And it could be music like or music related things outside of music, such as videos and projects and stuff like that. Have you been working on anything?
Yeah, yeah, other fucking projects and videos and stuff. Shit, I got like 3 or 4 videos out right now. I got an album I've been working on for about shit. I'm working, but there's one that I'm working on that I've been working on for like yeah, like 9 months or some shit, and it's just taking a while to finish that shit up. But once that drops, I'm thinking of dropping a couple music videos with some of my homies with from Witch Clique. We got some tracks on that bitch, and then maybe a couple solo songs. I want to fucking do some videos for that shit, cause this shit I've been putting a fucking lot of effort into this, so I wanna maximize like the fucking message that I've been putting throughout all these songs into like a visual form too, and I don't know, it's gonna fucking be beautiful. And then with on my album with my homie Arius that we got out. Um, I'm thinking that me, him, and Witch Boy are hopefully can sometime. We can't do it in person right now, but sometime where the three of us can fucking do a video for that shit. Um, I'm trying to. I think that would be fucking sick too. But just in general, what projects? Yeah, I got that self prod shit I've been working on, and then I got that one album that's like fucking I've been working on for a minute, and then yeah, and then I'm cooking up some shit with my homie album with my homie Noob Sesh, some shit with Valley. Me and Arius, we gonna have a part 2 of our project. It's gonna take a while for us to do that shit, but that shit's gonna be happening. Um,
Are you
and
working on
then
any solo work?
yeah, 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 I'm working on a fucking I cooked up like this whole album in the last like less than a month. I made like 25 tracks for this shit, and I had a lot of shit to fucking say and do for this shit. I'm just waiting for a couple features back, and then I think I'm gonna drop that shit. It's just like a solo. I fucking like I like painted the cover art myself for that shit, and then I got that one other project that it's hella different than the other shit I've been making. It's just like some fucking grimy ass trap shit. Um, that I made. I made fucking so many of these songs. I was fucking like drunk as hell, or I was on like fucking hella stimulants, just fucking like screaming on the mic and shit. So that's just gonna be coming out soon. But yeah, it's a lot of energy.
Hell yeah, man. Um, that's really cool. I like that you put the emphasis on like, self-produced and self-done cover art and, everything like self-done. I really could admire that in your work. I like when people are very DIY. I
Mm.
think we need more of that. I also like the fact that we do have such a open like I like that with music we can openly collaborate. So like if I can't do something, someone else can help out. But it's so cool that you're like a jack of all trades and you do it yourself. Very admirable. What I also want to ask about was you talk about again also being a producer and making a transition to vocals, and now as an artist you do your own music and with vocals and stuff. I want to talk about the transition between then, if there really was anything, any story to that, but that transition from producing to, okay, I want to record on these beats and be my own artist.
Yeah. Well, I just felt like there was a lot of energy I wanted to put out that I was making with fucking beats and shit, just experimenting. But then I realized that there was a lot of energy I was putting out there, but it wasn't like a fucking story that I could tell and shit. And I was like, yo, I want to make some shit where it's like I'm actually like telling a fucking whole thing and having it start with something, go through some things in the middle, and then have like a conclusion and shit.
Right.
And then when I found out that I could write that shit, record some shit like that, and make a beat that follows that like storyline, then all fucking came together. I was like, oh shit, like now I can do both, and like this is hella important to me. And so I kind of got into like just like yeah, just fucking around making like 10, 20 songs a week and shit, just like fucking around recording random bullshit. Um, but then eventually I got to the point where people was wanting to collab with me and shit. People was fucking with me a little bit. I was like, oh shit, I should fucking upgrade my setup. So I got myself like an actual mic for my computer, and I started doing that shit like full time. And I spent a long time trying to fucking make my vocals mix not sound like shit. But once I got to that, then I was just fucking constantly grinding on music. Like I would stay up till like 4 a.m. just like mixing songs, doing remixes of my songs, like fucking doing like 10 layers of that shit, like just making it all perfect to my liking. And then eventually when I just didn't have like my fucking computer or like time to record, then I just cook up a beat. And then once I started doing that, started getting back into producing a lot more, then that's when I was like, oh shit, now this shit's like getting way more popping than my actual like music on SoundCloud is. I was like, fuck it. Let me just split it my time in between both of them shits because they're both hella important.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, that's really cool. Also I want to ask, yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad that there was a story to there, by the way, because I know that that's like, I know people produce sometimes because they just feel better being like low key and getting to create because they just like have a love for creating. So I know to like make that switch takes a little bit of courage. But it's cool that you just had this like message and story, and you keep talking, or you keep mentioning of a message that you put out in your music, and like having a story and having like substance in these lyrics. And what exactly is your message and your story that you speak of?
Um, I just feel like there's always been some shit in my mind that I felt like was for a long time. I was like, yo, it's some fucked up shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Must be something wrong. And eventually, I just found out that that was a lot of shit I just had to deal with on my own, go through life, and it kind of solved itself out. And then solving all those weird things that are going on in my head kind of made it to the point where I had certain realizations about shit, certain things I came to about life that I would have never been able to figure out, things that I would have never been able to learn myself if I didn't have those struggles in the first place. And then I see hella shit of people going through similar things to me. And I'm just like, yo, I want to talk about the process. I want to talk about the before, the after, the lessons you can learn from it, all the questions I had, all that shit, and just fucking put it out to people. And with my voice and shit, like, be like, yo, like fucking bold with it. Like when I say it in certain songs, like, yo, this is how shit I thought shit was. This is how I've learned it to be. You gotta fucking put your trust in this and that because it's gonna work out. Like even when I fucking believe like this shit was gonna go all this way, so I was fucking up my own life. Like now I know that that was just letting my doubt kick in and not fucking trusting how everything was gonna work out. And not like everything's perfect in my life now, but um, I'm not fucking suffering on a daily basis on some over nothing. Like I've came to be able to see the simplicity of shit and not freak out because of it, not feel fucked up. I can fucking just like look at every articulate detail on that shit and be like, yo, the universe is so beautiful for letting me letting me be a part of this and letting me have a brain that can comprehend every little thing about this and think about why, but not obsess over why. And yeah, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people make certain mistakes about that shit that I used to make. And if I can be a fucking teacher while still being fucking young, going through my own shit, but you know, have a fucking lesson for other people to see, that makes me feel fucking whole. That makes me feel fulfilled and like I'm really doing the purpose that the universe wants me to. Because I know I do have a purpose that, you know, even if there's not, even if I don't believe that like there's some big thing that's pushing me to do anything, I think that I still have a fucking I still have a purpose to change these people who are, stuck in a struggle about shit that, they can't control. And I'm just like, yo, you gotta look at that shit that you can't control and you gotta feel like, damn, maybe I can't control that shit, but that makes me free. That makes me of you know, have I don't have to avoid anything. Like I'm free of that pressure. Like, you can just live the way that you really are, and you don't have to worry about changing who you are for anything.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. I respect that message, and I think it's cool that you get to give this message and give these lessons while it's still being like knowledge from your personal life. So the whole time what you're producing is still personal, you know?
Mm.
Hold on. Okay. Sure. Hold on. Sorry for the interruption. I just want to make sure everything's all right and that I'm not crazy. Because if my cat's anywhere over here where it shouldn't be, that would stop, right? Sorry about that.
That's good.
Yeah, holy shit. I thought she was in my room. I thought she needed help. I'm like looking around. I'm like, what? Hey, yeah, yeah. You could come over here, fool. Huh? All right. False alarm, false alarm. Oh, good, oh, good. Good God. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh man, how am I not in the shot? Oh, there we go. I teleported. We're back. But no,
Bad, bad.
yeah. As I was saying, oh, one second. Let me get my head back on track. Can you give me a recap of what we were talking about before? One second.
Yeah, we were just talking about like the purpose and shit, the message that I'm spreading.
Yes. All right, cool. So with that, I like that it's so personal to you still in all of it and like your life lessons and like your what you
Yeah.
knowledge you've gained and to help others, with the life purpose. I feel you, I think that's a very admirable trait and like something substantial to put something of substance to put in your music. I always think it's really cool when music is deep and has meaning to it. And so I think that's really dope. I think that's
Mm.
really cool. And did you always have this like want to create for like purpose, or when you first started was it ever just like oh for fun?
Yeah, it was like for fun and shit, but it was just kind of like I was like, yo, I just have this fucking urge to express myself and the way I'm feeling, like not even just the way I'm feeling, but just like all the pent up shit I have in me that just wants to create something beautiful that affects other people in some way. Like I was like, yo, like I just feel like I'm getting some shit off my chest just by making some weird ass beats, writing some shit. Like I've been writing full ass songs since I was like 7, 8, like just like in like whole ass notebooks full of that shit. I just didn't know what to do with it. Like I just had all this shit to talk about, all this shit I was thinking about, different energy I wanted to express. I would like write songs on the guitar and everything. And eventually, when I found out that I could do it like digitally, I was like, "Yo, this is like fucking, this is insane! Like I can like do this shit like fast. It's portable. Like I just felt like it was a fucking breakthrough for me. So when I started, making music consistently, it was like, yo, I finally have like an outlet that's like consistent. So yeah, it was for fun, but it was also because I didn't really have any way else to fucking express all this shit that I had, building up in me, all these ideas.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. I was gonna ask, like, what dawned it upon you to, like, start putting it into the music, and that was a beautiful way to bring that into there. Um, Trying to think of what else we haven't covered because we covered the past, present, and what you're working on as well, which is the future, and that's like something I like to do with this. Um, Before we, oh shit, hold on, we have another internet. There we go. Stupid thing. But I guess before we lead into sort of a wrap up, is there anything that you want to talk about? Because it is your interview and the sketch interview. So it's how you want to be presented. Anything you want to talk about before we wrap this thing up?
Shit. Um, nah, not really. I think we got most of the shit.
Yeah, it was cool. We talked about sketch, the name. We talked about your experience producing, your experience, your transition into vocals. We talked about you meshing in with the Witch Clique. We talked about all the Witch Clique. We
Mm.
talked about a lot of cool stuff, man, and it seems like you're on the incline, and I'm excited to see what you have coming moving forward, like you in the clique and you as an individual, because you have a lot of cool stuff going on, especially like with visuals and with merch and stuff like that. I think it's really cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, for real. I got a lot of fucking, I've been doing this shit for a minute, but I still got a lot of energy. I still got a fucking message to drive to everyone in the world. So, I'm not going to stop this. I know that, the universe is going to take me on a path to, do what I'm supposed to. And I just can't question that. I just got to go with whatever is fucking happening. And I know it's going to turn out, making the impact I need to on the people.
Hell yeah, man. I fuck with that heavy. So now it comes to the last question in the podcast, which goes a little like this. It's nothing crazy, but sketch. What do you got going on the next day, week, month, year, decade, century, millennium? And it doesn't have to be music related. It could be what you're eating
Yeah.
for breakfast tomorrow. But just tell us what you got going on.
Okay. All right. So tomorrow, what do I got? Shit. Well, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yes, it is. Yep.
So shit. Tomorrow, I'm probably just I'm gonna eat a pound of mashed potatoes and gravy. My grandma, she makes the best goddamn gravy with the mashed potatoes. Like that shit, I'm gonna fuck that up. So that's gonna be hella good.
A lot of
Um,
low vibrational plates this Thanksgiving. I can't wait.
for real, bro. And yeah, yeah. And tomorrow, I'm gonna see how my new fish for my fish tank are adjusting to the environment. So I'm gonna be.
Nice. What kind of fish you got, man?
Oh yeah, I got two snails, two frogs, and two gourami fish.
Ooh, what kind of frogs?
Frogs African dwarf.
Nice, nice.
They're albino.
That's fire. That's fire. My
Mm,
my dad had a bunch of frogs. He had like one of the fat green ones. I forgot what they're called.
mhm.
And then he had the fire belly toads
Oh
and
shit.
shit. Those are
Yeah,
fire.
I grew up with a bunch of frogs. My family, we had like 8 or 10 frogs in like a big ass tank when I was growing up. And once I got into elementary school, most of them were dead. So it's
Yeah.
hella sad. But now I finally got my frogs for myself, and they're so dumb, bro. Like they be doing the dumbest shit. Like when
They
we
have
drop
like
down the
no
food
survival skill.
bags, bro. Especially these African dwarf frogs. Like when you put the fucking food down and shit, it takes them like 5 minutes to even realize that there's anything there. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know how they survive in the wild, but I love them. They're my homies.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I love little pets like that, like frogs and fish and shit. Like I don't know, like everyone has a dog or a cat, you know.
Yeah.
But I have my little. It's so funny because like during the whole interview, I might be like glancing over here if anyone for anyone watching, and it's because I have my snake. Not an amphibian, a reptile, but she was like slithering up the whole tank the whole time. I'm like, look at that little fella.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be looking over the side a little bit because I see like my snails and shit. I
Hell
got
yeah.
this. I got it's a military snail. Like so, its back it looks like a army helmet,
Oh
and then
shit.
uh, and then I got a rabbit foot snail, and like its face kind of looks like an elephant. It's hella weird. Um,
Wow. I
like it
didn't
has
know.
like a trunk. It's really weird.
That's crazy. They have like whole different genres of fucking snail. That's fire.
Fires, bruh. It's hella fire. But yeah, yeah. And then next year, what I got going on, shit. Um, well, um, shit. I'm thinking I might be getting like a fucking job or something, just to pay for some more shit, that I need. Um, then so along those lines, next year I'm gonna get my license and shit because I still can't drive.
Me
Um,
neither. I feel you, bro.
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna get that shit. I've been working on it. I've been working on the goddamn massive book to read. That shit's fucked. But then yeah, next decade, I think that me and my fucking homies, I'm gonna be living in the Witch Clique mansion. That's gonna happen.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's where I'm gonna be in 10 years, and then in the next fucking century, I'm probably just gonna be an old man, just fucking smoking in the crib.
Hell yeah. Dude, you're the first person to ever take that question and like break it down into each one that I did. So that was really cool.
Really? No
Yeah,
one
yeah,
does
yeah.
that.
No. People just be like, oh, well, I'm probably gonna just eat this for tomorrow for breakfast, and I'm just gonna hope for everything to go well. And that's like exactly what I expected as the answer. And you broke it down, and I thought that was so cool. And that was awesome, man. Next century, man's gonna be old man. I feel you. That was awesome.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
bro, thank you for coming on and saving me for like the last hour or so. It was a really cool interview, and I was happy to I'm happy to like get through the Witch Click and and also just talk to you as an individual because I've been in talks with you to do this interview for months now. So I'm like, I need to learn about sketch, you know?
Yeah, yeah, of course, bro. It's hella fucking good being able to talk and shit.
Hell yeah, man. And thank you, viewers, also for watching for the last hour or so. Now that you answered the last question, I guess I'll just like do the official outro, which goes a little like
Mm.
this. This was the Cult of Personality podcast, hosted by yours truly, Mikeymcchoppa. With us here today was Sketch from the Witch motherfucking Click. And thank you again for saving me for the last hour. Both posted up. Thank you guys all for watching for the last hour or so or listening on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple. Ooh, that was a burp. I'm trying to be more consistent with these uploads, and I'm a little rusty because I be taking breaks, so I be coming back to interviewing a little rusty. So for those watching, sorry about that. But this was a great interview. I hope I was interactive enough for your liking because you were great. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, of course, bro. It's fucking great.
Hell yeah, man. Happy Mikey Monday. Hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm trying to bang out these interviews consistently. Again, thank you again, everyone. Check out the description filled with links for Sketch and the Witch Click and cool stuff like that. And peace, love, and hair grease. Any final words?
Yeah, fucking love the universe, y'all.
Facts. And peace out.